Righto, just going to talk about the potential demise of another Aussie pub. I say potential because it has been put up for sale, but has closed. So I'll throw up a few photos as we go. I wasn't going to do another pub type feature for a while, but with this one being up for sale now and closed as a pub, I thought I'd throw it together. I think it was for sale when we were there in 2021. We are talking about the Royal Mail Hotel at Hungerford, which is 200 kilometres south of Cunnamulla, 200 kilometres north approximately from Bourke. It sits on the Dowling track, which runs from Bourke through Hungerford, takes a left turn, heads up to Thargomindah and then on to Quilpie. Hungerford is on the Dowling track, named after Vincent Dowling, who has the Vincent Dowling Hall in Hungerford, named after him. Henry Lawson once walked from Bourke to Hungerford along the Dowling track looking for work. A lot of history out in these places. We visited Hungerford and stayed in the campground there, quite a pleasant place to stay in 2021. There's some dark skies present at Hungerford. The publican then told us that there was a population of 7, including him and his wife, because there's a border gate here too on the rabbit fence, and further along there's another one called the Warry Gate at the end of the Warry Gate Road between Nakunda and Tibbaborough. Of course, in these times of COVID, the border gate was closed, so Hungerford sits on both sides of the border with part of the population on the New South Wales side. So I don't know whether that 7 included New South Wales or not. So I'll just run through a few facts. It was an odd sort of a place. It's in Archinard Street, which is the main street of Hungerford. There's not many streets, as you can appreciate. It was added to the Queensland Heritage Register 31st of August 2001. Granted its first licence in 1874, 12 months before the township was gazetted. It's on the border between New South Wales and Queensland, and oddly enough, the pub was built before the border was surveyed, and the belief is that licensing fees used to be paid to the New South Wales government. Because along that border now is the rabbit-proof fence, and it's recently undergone an upgrade, as pictures show. From Hungerford, we headed along the Dowling track to a place called Kilcara Station and spent a night there, where of course there are more dark skies, and then went on to Thargomindah and Nakunda. The town's named after Thomas Hungerford, was once called Hungerford's Camp. Mr Hungerford went on to serve in the Queensland Legislative Assembly. The Queensland-New South Wales border was officially surveyed 1879-1880. That rabbit-proof fence runs across the main street. 2 houses and a humpy in New South Wales and 5 houses in Queensland. It's also a police station there. From memory there was 2 coppers there. Not sure how big their area is. Assume it's reasonably large. Was once a Cobham Coast staging post until around about 1915 when it was bypassed. There was once 2 hotels in town, but the Royal Hotel's pretty much been the only one in the 20th and 21st centuries. So it's now for sale, pub's closed, you can still stay there, get a unit, limited number of units. They were doing them up when we were there. I guess you just get too old for it. We had a nice meal there and we bought some caps, I think, we bought out of their little shop. The publican told me he served as publican, mailman, chef, barista, service station operator. There were some limitations around that. You can only get fuel if you're desperate, and you can only get enough to get you to Bourke, Cunnamulla, Thargomindah. Limited service station operations. Weatherman, he phoned in weather details every day. On the way from Eulo to Hungerford, and it's pretty much a gravel track all the way, a little bit of bitumen, you'll come across the entrance to Caravan National Park. So there's a bit of tourism around. There's some good camping spots, I believe, in the national park, and there's some great camping spots, I also believe, along the banks of the Paroo River. We just chose to stay in Hungerford. The facilities there were pretty good. $10, power, water. We were the only ones there. All they asked was we didn't use too much water because they're in a dry time. There's also an oval there with a cricket pitch, and I do love my places with a concrete cricket pitch. As you can see, this one's got some cracks amongst it, but it's not the worst one. Maybe I'll do a pubs near cricket pitches in the near future, but there's a cracking cricket pitch at one pub in the middle of nowhere. This one's even got a practice net. There's even a little area here where you have your drinks and your lunch perhaps. But I'm just not sure who's going to buy it. Personally, don't see a lot of opportunity where it sits, whereas other pubs and places for sale, there is some potential, but a lot of hard work. So there you go. If you're in the market for a pub, Royal Mail Hotel, Hungerford. It's a bit sad as places like this wane due to almost not being required anymore, and a lot of history eventually disappears with them. Anyway, I must get back to Hungerford. Maybe we'll camp on the banks of the Paroo.